Welcome back to another episode of the Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host this week, Harrison Watt, standing in for Rob Bentley. Here this week on the Ferris Sports Update, we're going to talk a little bit of Bulldog basketball with head coach Andy Brockman on the men's team, head coach of the women's team, Kurt Westendorp, at first, joined by a man that has taken his football team to his 6th consecutive Super Region final. That's the moral of the story. We don't have to talk about how close it was there at the end, but 6 consecutive Super Region finals, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. You always have information in your head that surprises me, but yeah, that is an unbelievable accomplishment. That means you're 6 straight years in the final 8 in the nation, and so it's just a credit to our guys, their resiliency and their capacity to just lock in during the playoffs. And these teams are all great teams, and you got to play, your best to win.
If you took all 4 teams that played in Super Region 3, very easily, these could be your final 4 teams in the country. So you know how tough it is to get through. And this Pittsburg State team you saw this past weekend, especially on defense, I mean, this was about as tough an assignment as we've seen out of somebody not named Grand Valley or Northwest Missouri.
Yeah, absolutely. And you named the other 2. So, they came down the wire in Allendale. We came to the wire in Big Rapids when Pitt State played Northwest. That game came down the wire at Pitt State. And our Grand Valley game came down the wire in the regular season. So 4 evenly matched teams, all really built to be defensive dominant, and so it's been unbelievable.
Let's talk about defensive dominance. Let's talk about 9 sacks, including 1 man with 6 for a loss of 47 yards by himself, and Caleb Murphy. This is one of the best single individual defensive performances I can ever remember.
Yeah, it's extraordinary what Caleb did in this game, and obviously breaking the all-time record. I mean, that's just unbelievable. But it also, somebody said this to me the other day. One of the coaches actually that we play against said, if we could help our team, basically doubling Caleb, we would. But you got too many other good guys, and so that's a credit to everybody. And Caleb realizes, that's a team accomplishment, but wow, look at that, running over their left tackle and making plays.
You already made a couple of big plays. Malik Mitchell over the top, hitting Tyrese Tunhopson gets you to the red zone, and then Carson Gulka for a touchdown. Now you got Lareola Depot in the backfield, and you're going to make another big play here coming up to Brady Rose, who's really come on strong in the playoffs.
Yeah, he has. We've had some injuries at that position. We needed Brady to step up, and he really has. And going back to Lareola Depot, he's one of the guys that's really helped, our defense. He's healthy now and able to make big plays. Here, Murph Superman dives over a guy and falls down and gets up and then makes a sack. So pretty incredible.
That sack-breaking Terrell Suggs record set at Arizona State back in 2002. If you're going to break college football records, you might as well break records set by Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, somebody said he was good. Terrell Suggs. So pretty incredible.
So you guys go up 14-0 early, but from that point on, I thought Pitt State, as much issue as you gave them on defense, they turned around on defense. They make a big play on a pick 6 here, but really locked it down defensively. Yeah,
they did. They're beating us in a lot of spots. Obviously, we had some turnovers, but they're beating us to some plays that some people didn't all year, and so give them credit.
14-7 at the half, and coming out of the half here, Pitt State's going to get a little momentum, but one key play that you mentioned, here's an interception by DeCarvis Alexander and a really nice coverage play, but coming up in a few minutes here, we're going to see Malik Mitchell. He throws a pick of his own, but he makes a tackle that essentially saves the day for you guys.
Yeah, he does. Here, CJ makes a big play, gets us off the goal. But here's the play. The ball gets tipped, and this happens in football everywhere, but watch Malik here. He's really the guy's got a convoy, and Malik ends up tripping him up, and this play does not lead to the same drive. That's a different drive, but he ended up making that tackle, and then they didn't get any score out of it.
You gave Pitt State the ball on your own half of the field 5 times. You gave Pitt State the ball in your own red zone twice. You gave up 7 points on defense. They missed a field goal, but your defense put in some of the toughest spots I've ever seen multiple times. I mean, what a credit to your guys as a whole.
Yeah, no, I said to them it's one of the most miraculous defensive performances I've ever seen, and credit to them. We're getting healthier on that side of the ball. There was times we weren't extraordinarily healthy, and we're getting there now. Here Murph makes another one, and we're backed up, 2:35 to go, and they end up calling an interference penalty coming up, and that kind of hurt us, but we ended up winning the game.
They come out, they get it all the way down to the 17, hurt themselves with the holding penalty, and then with the clock rolling, they've got to try and kick a 44-yard field goal to tie. They push it wide to the right, and in the playoffs, when you play tough teams, sometimes that's going to be the difference. It's just a couple inches wide to the right.
Yeah, and the reality is what happened last year in our playoff run. That doesn't happen very often, like where you just absolutely dominate in 4 games. So we're going to play. We're going to play in tough games. That was one of them. Probably playing another tough game again this next weekend, and our guys got to be ready to basically internalize the fact that they're going to be tight games, and playing fourth quarter and winning games is the way it might have to go.
You've got a proud group, a group of guys that's not used to losing games, but the team that beat you and ended that long win streak is up next for you. And I'm sure you're going to get asked the question a lot this week about going down to Grand Valley and having an opportunity to get one back on them, and how excited and locked in are the guys right now just to have another opportunity to play here?
Well, for me, like the circumstance surrounding it being a regional final is the most important thing. Ironically, 7 years ago, and we went down there on December 3rd, 2016. They were undefeated, and we were able to win a game and go on to the semifinals that year. So it's the same date at Lubbers Field, and we've played well there, so we're excited to go down there, and credit to them. They've been able to do what they've done this year. They've had a miraculous year, and we're hoping to go down there and keep this playoff run going. That's really our complete and utter focus. Other than that, people talk about revenge. I could care less about. You don't get revenge. Like that game, is in the history books forever, and so we just got to go out and play a great game and just get one win and move forward.
It's a group of guys that has had to go through a lot this year, and you talked about in the playoffs last year, multiple games you won by 20, 30, 40, 50 points. In the postseason, everything's close. The target's very much firmly on your back, even though it has been for a while. When you win a national title, it changes a bit. How proud are you of the guys of just continuing to stick to it and not letting it get to them, because it is a lot of pressure?
Very proud. It's been unbelievable. Like, this season has been so challenging. Xavier Wade now has already had surgery and now is like in rehab and catching balls and stuff. And I said, Zave, since we retired that number 15, it's Vanderland's number. Maybe we can just throw you in another number and give you a different name. Of course, I'm joking, but maybe you can play. But we're playing without some real key guys all year. He's a 4-year starter, and so we lose guys like that. We just keep on grinding, let alone the quarterback situation. It's been, this and that the whole time. So I'm so proud that we were able to just grind it out, and we're able to, we're one game away now to being in the Final Four. So just go out and put our best foot forward and let it all hang out on the line and on Saturday afternoon.
Coach, thanks and congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
When we come back on the Ferris Sports Update, we're talking Bulldog basketball next.